I wake up tired, and my bank account says it all." Every night, Jake stared at his computer screen, the glow illuminating his exhaustion. He felt trapped in a cycle of endless deadlines, churning out code for a software company that barely noticed him. The weight of burnout pressed heavily on his shoulders, and despite his decent salary, financial worries lingered like ghosts in the shadows. Jake often found himself scrolling through social media late into the night, comparing his life to the perfect snapshots of his friends. Each scroll left him feeling more isolated and frustrated, as if he were drowning in a sea of unattainable standards. The constant barrage of curated happiness only amplified his sense of inadequacy. One evening, amidst the chaos of his thoughts, he glanced at his bank account. The numbers reflected the fear he had buried deep inside, expenses creeping in like weeds in a garden. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was not just financially unprepared but emotionally drained as well. After yet another sleepless night, Jake experienced a quiet moment of clarity. He realized that the habits he had formed, the endless hustle, and the reliance on caffeine were not serving him. He needed to make a change, but where to start? The thought of taking small steps felt daunting yet oddly reassuring. Jake decided to try something simple, a morning ritual. He began by waking up just 10 minutes earlier to enjoy a quiet cup of tea. This small act of self-care became a sanctuary amidst the chaos of his day, a moment to breathe and gather his thoughts before diving into the demands of work. Gradually, Jake introduced another tiny habit: a daily walk during lunch breaks. At first, it felt like a chore, but soon, the fresh air and movement became a lifeline. He discovered that stepping outside helped clear his mind and reignite his creativity, allowing him to return to work refreshed. With these small changes, Jake noticed a shift not just in his mood but in his productivity. He stopped doom scrolling at night and replaced it with reading a few pages of a book before bed. This new routine transformed his evenings into a time of growth rather than stress, fostering a sense of accomplishment. As weeks passed, Jake's financial anxiety began to ease. He started tracking his spending, not as a punishment, but as a way to understand his habits. This newfound awareness helped him identify unnecessary expenses and redirect funds towards experiences that brought him joy. In a quiet moment of introspection, Jake realized that his journey was not about achieving perfection but about embracing progress. Each tiny habit he had cultivated was a building block, slowly reconstructing the foundation of his life. He felt a sense of pride in his gradual improvement. Now, as Jake stands at the start of a new day, he feels a mix of excitement and peace. The weight of his burnout has lightened, replaced by hope and determination. He understands that while life will always have its challenges, it's the tiny habits that can lead to monumental change. Jake's journey reminds us that growth doesn't happen overnight. It's in the tiny habits we cultivate daily that we find the strength to overcome our struggles. Embrace the small changes, and watch as they transform your life.